Good morning and welcome to Coffee with the Principal. To all of our parents and family members, thank you once again for being here. It's our last official Coffee with the Principal of this school year, but then as soon as we start the next school year, we'll have our next one. So that means our next Coffee with the Principal won't be till August, but I'm sure we will stay in touch between now and then. So again, welcome. Thank you for being here. We have several presenters today that will give you updates about what's happening throughout our school, especially as we're bringing our school year to a close. I cannot believe we have, is it about 4 weeks of school left? 4 weeks of school, and that includes finals week. So it's really 3 weeks of classes and then finals week. So 4 weeks of school, a lot that's going to be happening between now and the end of the year. So to give us our first update, we have Ms. Cuellar Martinez.
Good morning, everyone. I am here covering for Ms. Morris, our ASB AP. She is very sorry that she couldn't be here, but she definitely left us quite a bit of information to share, especially for our senior parents. I'm sure many of you have heard the good news that graduation is going to happen this year for our seniors, and it's scheduled for Thursday, June 3rd. You should have received a message from Ms. Morris via Jupiter Grades and Infinite Campus to give you a way for you to sign up to participate in the ceremony. Students are supposed to sign up and add the guest names to that list. And I believe Ms. Denise is going to help me put those links up in the chat for you. So the signups is due by May 21st, and that is going to be our final date of receiving information. If you were not able to submit an order for your cap and gown, they will have extra to purchase or borrow when we have our cap and gown distribution day, which is tentatively scheduled for June 1st. A very detailed graduation and end of the year memo, will be coming out. So this information was from a meeting. Maybe some of you went to her meeting last night. I think it was like a 40-minute meeting that she had with parents that had any actual questions. And so that memo already went out. So what to expect for graduation, any check-ins, the guests, any waivers that you have to fill out, the dress code, all those important details, and how the ceremony will be modified, and all the different year-end activities that we have. Our graduation will be at Sweetwater High School on the field. So if you didn't get a chance to go to her meeting last Thursday, she's planning for another one for next week for those that maybe missed the meeting. So I think those links were posted from the memo, right, for you to view. I am going to ask to, unless you've already added some questions in the chat, if we can keep the questions to the end for when we have the Q&A section for our meeting. The next piece of information that Ms. Morris has for us is that we have spring football that's gonna start around the corner beginning Monday, May 10th. And this message went out to all of our 9th through 11th graders. And if anyone is interested in participating, playing next season, you would have to get in contact with Coach Hernandez. He is one of our teachers on campus. So maybe Ms. Denise can help me put Irvin Hernandez's email on the chat so that we can get you more information if you have any questions. As you know, we have league champions this year, so we want to aim for another year of that. So there was a promo video that was sent to the students just to kind of get them interested and involved. And I believe that is all for me, and I will turn it over to Mr. Hernandez is going to give us Counseling Center updates on behalf of Mr. Marco Garcia. Thank you.
Hello parents, good morning, welcome. Like Ms. Martinez said, I am covering for Mr. Garcia and the counselors. They do have some messages that they would like to give out. As you can see here, we're gonna have graduation, and counselors are continuing to work closely with seniors to ensure that they are on track and ready to graduate in June. There will be summer school also, and counselors are also working at admin closely to make sure students enroll in summer school to recover courses they may have received a D, an F, and an NCP. Please reach out to the counselors if you need to help with the help to identify classes to recover. For 2021 and 2022, please communicate with the counselors if you are an underclassman that has questions about classes for next school year. Please look out for our weekly Wellness Wednesday message that goes out to the students and parents via Jupiter. Counselors continue to be available to students in the areas of academics, college and career, and social emotional. If you have a question about or wondering which of the counselors school belong to you, here is a picture of all of them and the breakdown. So A through CAR, Ms. Chavez Casas, C through CAS through FA, Ms. Garcia, and then as we go on along. And also, if you'd like to look for that information or any immediate information about everything that's going on with counseling, you can go down to their website, and it's up here, www.suhicounseling.com. Here, you're also able to figure out how to get their email and their phone number to reach them. That is all the information I have for the counseling. I can pass it on back to Ms. Martinez and Ms. Chavez.
Actually, we have Ms. Evelyn Claveau that will be giving us the Parent Center updates.
Good morning, Sweetwater families. Please mark your calendars. We will be having our safety meeting on May 13th. That will be a Thursday, May 13th at 10 o'clock in the morning. Again, we will be using the same link for this meeting. Mr. Nathan Horner, our VP, we will be talking about the safety protocols we're currently taking in place to keep all staff members and students safe. The following day, Friday, May 14 at 8:30, we will be having our Title I meeting. At this meeting, we will be talking about special education and how to better support our students after they graduate from high school. We will be talking about programs and jobs available for them, and also we will be talking about returning to school. Following Title I meeting, we'll be having our ELAC meeting. At this meeting, we will be providing information about reclassification and what happens after our students get are reclassified. At this meeting, again, we will let you know the day we will do the reclassification ceremony and certificate distribution. For LCAP, please, parents, don't forget, we need your input. We send you guys a Google form in order for us to know how we can better use our school funding and how we can better support our students. Also, parents, we need your support. We need you to be part of our committee. So if you're interested in participating and be our voice and represent our school, represent our parents and represent us, Sweetwater High, at a district level, we need your support. If you're interested, we have Ms. Ama Martinez Moran, I'm sorry, that she needs your help. I'll provide her email and her contact information.
All right, thank you so much for all those updates from our Parent Center. All right, at this time, we can now answer any general questions you may have. There is one that I received via email, and I'd like to touch on it now, and that's regarding the new school year. The question was, Will all students be returning in July for in-person instruction, or will students continue to be able to learn from home? So right now, the district has not pushed out that information because we are waiting for county guidance. On June 15th, which is after school gets out for us, on June 15th, we are supposed to get more guidance from the state and the county and letting us know what the expectations will be for the new school year and what we are allowed to do based on the COVID case rates, and also based on the number of people who are getting the vaccine. The good news is that we are starting to see our case rates go down countywide, and especially in South Bay and in National City, which is good. More and more adults and even students are getting the vaccine. I'm sure some of you heard that last week we had our vaccine clinic on campus last Thursday. It was really successful. 350 students that were 16 years and older were able to get the vaccine. That was by choice. That's something they wanted, and their parents gave consent. And they're going to get their second dose on May 20th here on campus. And some of you may have heard, because I've seen it on the news, is that the Pfizer vaccine may be able to be given to those that are 12 years and older. So if and when that's approved, we are going to work towards seeing if we can continue to provide that vaccine to all of our students if they want it and they have parent consent. So with all of those efforts, we're hoping that we can bring more students onto campus. And but if for some reason parents feel that they still don't want to send their student to school, they want them to continue through distance learning, the district will be sending us all information as far as your options. And we will communicate those to you as well. So even if the district sends it out to you, we also send it out to you again. So you know it's coming from Sweetwater High School as well. So right now, unfortunately, we don't know if everyone will be on campus in July or if some will still be learning from home. What I can tell you regarding summer school is that summer school will be a hybrid model, meaning that we will have in-person classes on campus here at Sweetwater High School. And we're also going to have distance learning classes where students will continue to work from home using their laptop and checking into class. So students will have an option if they are signing up for summer school, or if they're still going to sign up for summer school, they need to do it very quickly. They can contact their counselor if they need help in understanding what classes they need to take. And they can, on the form, choose if they want to do it in person, come to school each day, or if they want to do it from home. Now, if they're going to do it in person from school, please be assured that we're going to continue following the safety and health precautions. We're not going to put, 50 students in a classroom and, shoulder to shoulder. No, we're still going to follow the safety and health guidelines and make sure that everyone is safe, make sure everyone's still wearing a mask, whether they're inside or outside, making sure everyone washes their hands all the time, that even if your students are on campus now, they're probably telling you how they have to walk in certain directions even on campus to make sure that we don't have people crossing each other. So we have a lot of guidance on the ground that tells people that this is just a one-way street, basically. You all go this way, that way, this way to get to that building. And so we're going to continue to follow that, because we've always said this, even before the pandemic, that your student safety is our number one priority. They can't learn unless they feel safe. So we want everyone to continue feeling safe. Now, that was a question that was sent to me. Now we can either have people unmute, or I will start checking the chat box to see if there are any questions. It's easier if you unmute and ask the question, because I want to make sure I don't miss any in the chat. So let me start looking through there.
There was a question for Ms. Morris through the survey. They asked if they had any patches, any ETA on the distribution, and if they are given by the coaches. So we put the response in the chat that for patches, the ASB store is open to purchase patches and spirit gear Monday through Thursday from 8 to 3:30. And the check-in is at the main office. For patches, student athletes, they need to present their certificate when they receive it from the coaches.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Cuellar Martinez. And thank you, Ms. Serrano, for posting your comment that your son is back at school. on the hybrid model, and happy with the efforts the school has put to keep our kids safe. Again, we are trying so hard. And if at any time students, parents, or staff let us know that they see an area that maybe can be better, we always welcome that feedback, and we are always willing to make adjustments, because again, that safety and good health for all is our priority. Any other questions? If anyone would like to unmute or type it in the chat box in English or Spanish, en español también.
I think there was one about summer school, if they could still register.
Yes, sorry, I didn't see that, I missed it. Yes, we can still have you register for summer school. Again, it's best if you contact your student's counselor, because your student's counselor knows exactly what classes, even if your student believes what classes they need to take to recover their credits and be eligible for graduation, it's best to go through the counselor. Even students who reach out to me, I tell them, go to your counselor, because they read your transcripts. They know how to read the transcripts really well and know what classes still need to be recovered. Even if a student tells me, well, I know I got an F in this class, so I know I have to make it up. Yes, but maybe there's another class you need to make up first. And maybe it's better if you take this other class during the semester, but this other class in the summer. So students are able to take up to 2 classes in the summer, and summer school will take place over 3 weeks. I'll give you the exact dates. Maybe we could put them in the chat box. So summer school starts on Monday, June 7th. It starts right after graduation. So Monday, June 7th is the first day of summer school, and it goes through June 25th. So it's 3 weeks, June 7th through June 25th. And it's from 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And like I said, it's either on campus or they can do it from home as well. But when they reach out to their counselor can help them sign up for the classes they need, and choose whether they want the in-person or if they want the one from home. Now they can take up to 2 classes. Now, if they only need 1 class, then they only have to attend 1 class, because that question has come up before. Well, if summer school is from 8 to 1:30 for 2 classes, do they have to take 2? No. If they only need 1 credit, they only take that 1 class. But a lot of students sometimes need 2 credits. So we make sure that they get those 2 credits, and after 3 weeks, they get those 2 credits. And then when they start back up at school in July, they're that much closer to graduation. So we want to make sure all of our students register, 9th, 10th, 11th grade students. I know 9th graders sometimes think, oh, I have plenty of time to make up my credits before graduation, but you have to do it now, because if I've seen it, if they wait too long, it's too many credits to make up in 1 year if they're waiting until their senior year. And then they're not able to stay at Sweetwater. They're having to go to an alternative program, which is good. I mean, our alternative programs in the district are good, but it's not the same as being here at Sweetwater. So it's best if they can start recovering their credits now. And there you see all the information that's been posted in the chat box regarding all the counselors. So counselors by student last name, we have their email and their phone number where you may contact them. So again, please make sure that you reach out to them. Any other questions? Question is, if we have laptop fees, do we make those payments to the library via check? And actually, we don't accept checks, unfortunately, but they are made through the library, and I believe it's cash only. So if you can contact the library, the library phone number is 474-9730, and you can make arrangements to make those payments. So that would be appreciated. Oh, bicycle contest. Gosh, it's so quickly. I just sent that out last night. So so there's a Bikes for Kids essay contest right now. We just sent out the information last night. So the question in the chat box is, are we going to look at the essays that were submitted before we close the school? So those essays were turned in last year in 2020, and that was for last year's bicycle contest. So if students want to be considered for this year's bicycle contest, then they have to submit a new essay. And they can send them to me in the flyer that was sent out to students. And if they haven't received it, they'll receive it today. And it's also going to be on our news on Monday when we put the news out, is they can email them to me. If they can write it in a document and attach the document to the email, send it to me, or just send me the link. And it's a 1-page essay. Sorry, I forgot to pay my electric bill. There we go. Okay, so it's a 1-page essay, and they answer 2 questions. What are the benefits of riding a bike, and why do they want a bike? And we have 16 bicycles to give away this year. For the last 4 or 5 years, we've given 8 bicycles, but this year we were able to double it. And we were able to get more donations, and we have brand new bicycles and helmets to give to 16 students. Now, not every student, obviously, that writes an essay will get one. You know, we read the essays, we rank them, you know, based on what they wrote. And personally, just, you know, I don't focus so much on the grammar, although I want them to revise it and try to write it as best they can, but I focus more on the content. You know, what are the benefits of riding a bike and why do they want a bike? I focus on their story. What would it mean to them to have a bicycle? And that's it. And the deadline to submit those is May 21st. So we have 2 weeks by May 21st. But you know what? I knew the message went out last night because this morning I already had 4 essays in my email. So already 4 students that wrote their essays last night and sent them to me. I thought, wonderful. But you have until May 21st, and I don't consider who sends them in first. We wait until we have all of the essays, then we read them all and we start ranking them. And it's we have bicycles for boys and girls from 9th through 12th grade.
Dr. Gavin, there was a question sent directly to me by a parent that says, how can we donate for this cause?
For the bicycles?
I'm assuming
Okay.
that's what yes, she said yes for the bicycle.
Okay, if anyone would like to make a donation to bicycles, and I'll write the information in the chat in just a second, you can write a check to, it's through the Kiwanis Club of Sweetwater. I'm a member of the Kiwanis Club of Sweetwater. It's an organization in National City, and I've been a member for quite some time. And the members, they're all adults, and we all work towards helping children in National City. So when we do any fundraising, any support efforts, it's for the children of National City. A couple of weeks ago, we took some elementary school students from National City. We took them shopping at Walmart, and we bought them some clothes they needed for school. And every child got a top, a bottom, undergarments, socks, and a pair of shoes. And so that's something we do 3 to 4 times a year. That's another example of something we do. But the Bikes for Kids, that's something my husband and I do through the club. And we do a fundraiser every year. This last year, we weren't able to have our fundraiser party, obviously, due to COVID. But what we did is we sent a letter to our family and friends, letting them know we couldn't have the party, but if they still wanted to send a donation, and a lot of people still sent the donations. And as a matter of fact, I'll share this with you because it was so wonderful. We had one of my friends asked me about how much we tend to fundraise during the party. And I told her it was about $5,000 just from the party. We have other people that send donations, but just from the party, people attend and they donate. And she said she didn't want our children to go without a bike. So she wrote me a $5,000 check. And that's why we were able to still give out the bicycles. We already gave out 120 bikes to elementary school students in National City. Each of the 10 elementary schools like Olivewood, Las Palmas, Otis, each of those schools got a bike for a boy and a girl in 1st through 6th grade. So each school got 12 bikes. So we already gave out 120. At Sweetwater, we're going to give out 16, 4 bikes for each grade level. So, I mean, maybe 4 for 9th and 10th, but it depends on the essays we get. So if we get a lot of seniors submitting essays or a lot of sophomores, we distribute them equally based on the essays. And then National City Middle is also getting 4 bikes, and then Granger is getting 6 bikes, 2 for each grade. So I think total we'll have given out 146 bikes when we're done. So that's our effort. So again, let me write in the chat box before I forget. If you would like to, if you'd like to make a donation. So it's a check. If you write a check, it's Kiwanis Club of Sweetwater. That's what you make the check to, Kiwanis Club of Sweetwater. And we take any amount, $5, $10, because when we put it all together, it helps purchase all these bicycles. So thank you for considering that. And then you can contact me, email me, and I'll get the check from you. I'll drive to your house and get it. So I don't want you to bother. Any other questions that maybe I missed? Or anyone that would like to unmute or write a question?
Dr. Gavin, we had another question in our survey about how do we motivate our students to get better grades? And that's a really, difficult question to answer. It's kind of like, how do you become the best parent? Or, there's no one answer, but I do want everybody to know that, it is we have 2,800 students. Every child needs something different. And, how do we eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So it's just like a little steps that can help us, tips that I can give when I work with students and helping them stay motivated and get through their work, is communication is key. Knowing what's going on with them, besides, what's there for the face value of like, oh, your grades, but talking to them, knowing how their day is going, like, are they feeling stress? Are they feeling overwhelmed? Listening to them and validating their feelings would be number one. Understanding that they may feel overwhelmed. I mean, we all experience that trauma of that big change in our lives. So getting back to what we call normal may take some time. And, patience is also key. With the students that I work with, we usually set small goals first about, what they want to complete first, right? If they're overwhelmed with 3 D's and F's, I'm not going to set a goal of like, I'm going to switch them all to A's. Like that could be a little bit unrealistic, right? So we take it one step at a time. Which subject do you think you can change right away? Let's work on that one first. Set a few goals. Help them stay organized. We at the school, we gave the passion planners. We like to kind of incorporate that into the class where they can keep track of their work, their homework, and maybe having a designated study area. And if some of you have sent your children back to school, you may have noticed the difference, because even the interaction, the routine of going to their classes, in school, talking to other people, things that get them motivated. So if you would like for me to meet with your child, I typically work with long-term English learners and short-term English learners, but I'd be happy to, set goals with your child if they need them. And then if we need kind of a little bit more assistance from our counselors, we can do that as well. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us. It is going to take some time for our children to get back in the groove of things. So, and we totally understand that, and we're here to help. So, number one, please never give up. We're in this together. So I'll put my information in the chat, and please reach out if you need any assistance with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cuellar Martinez. I know that's a question that I think most, if not all, parents have. How do we encourage and motivate our students to do better? But it's not about them. Also, it's about how do we all work together as a community, our staff, our students, our parents, to make sure that our students are successful. So thank you for that. And then I saw another question in the chat regarding when will textbooks be returned to school. So you'll get information, students and parents will get this information in the next couple of weeks. We tend to allow students to hold on to their textbooks until the end of the semester because they need them to study for their final exams. But we're going to send out a schedule letting parents and students know when they will come by. Usually we do it by grade level. So we'll assign a grade level to a certain day and we'll send you a time and we'll do it as a drive-by. So students will just, pop open the trunk, or parents will pop open the trunk. We'll go in, get the books just like last year and get those from you. It'll most likely be the last week of school. And like I said, we'll send you that information so you can get that schedule. Any other questions? So quiet. Maybe everyone needs to drink more coffee. Okay. Well, if we don't have any more questions, then we can go back and have some more coffee and relax and enjoy our morning. We'll stick around till the very end, of course. But like I said, between now and the end of the semester, you will be getting emails, phone calls regarding the end of the school year information regarding graduation, textbook return, and information, final information regarding summer school. And like I said, once we get more decisions made by our district after the county and the state give us more guidance, like I said, that's going to be around June 15th. We'll let everyone know what the new school year will look like. But again, we are looking to, at minimum, have some in-person students on campus. But right now, we don't know what that percentage or how many on campus, and if some will still have the option to continue learning from home. But as soon as we get that information, we will send it out to all of you. Oh, I have a question here regarding yearbook distribution. So again, Ms. Morris will be sending that information out very soon. I have great news. We just got our yearbooks, and we are the only high school in our district that has their yearbooks in now. All the other schools, they're not getting them until August. And here's why. Our yearbook advisor, Ms. Rosenbach, the teacher that works with our yearbook staff, and our yearbook staff are all students, they worked so hard this last year to make sure that everything was submitted to the publisher on time, to make sure we got the yearbook before the end of the school year, and students are going to get their yearbooks. She's going to send out information on when. It should be in the next couple of weeks. But students will get their yearbooks before the school year's out. Unfortunately, at the other schools, they're not getting them until August. They don't have their yearbooks yet, and they won't get them because, they either didn't meet deadlines or they pushed the deadlines out. But our team here at Sweetwater worked really hard to get it to our students before the end of the school year so that they could have it before summer break. So we felt that was important, and they made it happen. But again, that distribution will happen sometime in the next couple of weeks, and Ms. Morris is going to send that information out to all of our families. Any other questions?
There was a question about Ms. Vallejo is back to work. Yes, she is. I saw her the other day.
Yes, she is.
Also wanted to tell the parents that this week we celebrated a lot of different campus. We had Principal Appreciation Day on Monday, Teacher Appreciation Week, Nurse Appreciation Day yesterday, and today was our superheroes, a lunch superhero day, I believe, Dr. Gavin.
Today is Lunch Hero Day. So it's all our cafeteria staff that have been feeding our students and our community and our family this last year. If ever you drive by Sweetwater, usually on Tuesdays, you see the pop-up tents in the front, and they're out there giving out the food. And I really want to commend them because, especially on those very, very warm days, they're out there giving out food to our families, which has been great. But yes, we thank them and appreciate them. Today is their day.
Do we have any other questions? How can we buy a yearbook if we couldn't order online?
I am texting Miss Morris right now. She's in a different meeting, but I'm texting her. And yes, in about 2 weeks is when the yearbooks will be distributed. And she and Miss Rosenbach, the yearbook advisor, will be sending out that message. And she is texting me back. I know we can still purchase some because we said that we had extras. And actually, she just sent me the link, which I will put in the chat box. It's through balfour.com. So that is the link to purchase the yearbook. Or you can also call, I'm going to write the number. The cost for the yearbook is $70. So that's the website, balfour.com, or the number 434-6855, and the cost is $70. Any other questions?
So there's a question about if students registered for summer school, how do they know if they are registered? We haven't received any information. I think they're still accepting student information, right?
Yes, still accepting student information, and based on what they selected, counselors and Dr. Salazar, he's one of our assistant principals, and he's the one in charge of summer school. He's going to be sending that information out to the students and their families to assure them what they're registered for. So similar to like the beginning of the school year, before summer school starts, they'll get the notification that they've been registered and these are your classes. They'll let them know if it's going to be in person, if that's what they chose, or at home through distance learning, and it'll assure them what class or classes they're registered to take. So they will get that before the end of the school year, since it starts on June 7th, right after the school year ends. So they're not ready to send that out yet because they're looking at how many students are putting in each class, but then they will send that out probably by the end of the month, ensuring students that they are registered and what classes they're taking. Any other questions? Okay, so again, I want to thank everyone for joining us for a coffee with the principal. It's always a pleasure, and hopefully we're going to continue going in the right direction, and we will at some point come back and have coffee with the principal on campus. We're not quite there yet, but it'll be my pleasure to host you here back on campus when we get to that point. But in the meantime, we will continue to do it virtually, continue to communicate with you. And again, you don't have to wait, since we don't have another coffee with the principal until August. You certainly do not have to wait until that next meeting. Always feel free to reach out to any one of us that are here, any of our staff. You can call us or email us and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Again, thank you so much for being here and enjoy your summer. Take it easy, relax, enjoy that time with your family. And we're here for you as always. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy weekend.
Yes.
And
Happy
happy
weekend.
teachers.
Thank you.
I actually did kind of have a question, but I thought the counselors would be here, or well, I was late, but I don't know if they were here.
No, not today, but we can answer, we can try to answer questions, or we also posted each of the counselors' information in the chat box in case anyone has a direct question for their counselor, but you can ask your question and see if we can answer it for you.
Okay, thank you. Just for the AP classes, AP English for 11th grade. So my daughter had picked or chosen AP English language,
Correct?
but now she's thinking about going to regular English.
Okay.
Because she thinks, or we don't know if she's right now, the English 10 she's in, it's just like writing, just writing, not much like reading, you know, Shakespeare, you know what you do in English. It's just like you read a quote and then you just write about it. So she said, if that's like, and we don't know if that's what AP English is like, she's like, oh, I don't want to just keep writing.
No, so we have a couple of AP English language teachers, and whichever one she gets, they're both really great teachers, and it's some writing, but then it's also a lot of reading text and analyzing it, and then writing about it. So it's not a, let's say just a quote, but the teachers give a lot of guidance about reading a text, analyzing it, looking at the author's intent and purpose. Why did the author use that tone? Why did they use that kind of language? What message are they really trying to send to the reader? I mean, those are, because I go to those classes and I get to see what they do, and it's not just writing. That is certainly a part of it, but because the AP exam at the end of the year has them respond to the text and write an essay, and that's how they're graded and determined if they pass that exam. But there's a lot of preparation that comes before the writing and a lot of guidance that the teachers give them.
Okay, and so what would the regular English class look like? Like what's
the English class for English 11? It's similar, but not as intense or as focused on the writing. It's they also read some text, just like in the AP language. And they do some writing, but it's not to as high level as the AP English language, because for the AP English language, they're getting ready for the AP exam that if they pass, they get college credit. But so it's similar in that both classes, they read text, they read literature, they read what's written by given authors, and they also analyze it and they write about it. But the AP language is at a higher level, and where if they take the exam at the end of the year and they pass it, they get college credit.
okay? Yeah, but it is like not just writing.
Correct. It's not just writing. No, correct.
Okay, yeah, because we're kind of like, I don't know, maybe she's like, I don't want to keep, you know, it's just writing. That's all we do. We don't like do anything else.
There's really good discussions in the AP link. I mean, if she's registered for it and she was thinking about taking it, I encourage her to stay in that class. And I mean, worst case scenario, if after the first week of school, she feels like it's not the best fit, then we can make the change after the first week. After several weeks, we can't make changes. But if after the first week and being there a few times, she realizes, no, this isn't what I thought it was going to be, or it's not for me, the counselor can change her.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Sure, you're welcome.
Thank you for everything.
Of course, our pleasure.